Yeah, I would love to. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Zip It Up Pod. We are braving the elements. There he is. Ooh, boy. As I was
There's
saying,
two. There's
we are
two.
braving the elements tonight, and we are on our 10-year anniversary trip. We have been in Texas this week. It's actually our last night here, and we had no idea where else to record from, so we are on our porch, and there is a humongous wasp.
Couple of them.
Two of them flying around me. And so at some point, you might see me get a little bit dirty with these things. There's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Gosh, they are humongous. We need to speed through this. They could be after this. Let's go ahead and do our toast, by the way. They could be after my Dr. Pepper. What are you drinking tonight?
Sweet red
Sweet red
wine.
wine. All right. So, wifey's feeling it. Cheers to you. Cheers to us for
Cheers.
10 years. Happy anniversary, honey. Anything else we need to cheers to? Cheers to
A week of vacation that ends tomorrow.
it does. We will go back home tomorrow on Thursday, and then we will work Friday, and we get a weekend right away. It's gonna be beautiful. Cheers to our son. He turns
Yep.
3 years old tomorrow. So looking forward to celebrating him tomorrow night at Charlie Queso's. As if we haven't eaten bad enough all week. I promise you folks, next week I'm going to do this podcast from the Peloton. You got to hold me to it. If one of our picks wins, I'll do it from the Peloton. I'm not even kidding. If I do it right here on this porch in Texas, I'll do it from my Peloton. I don't mind. It is time to start eating better when I get home. So, yes, one other thing I wanted to point out before we start talking too much NASCAR, although what I'm about to say is NASCAR. When we flew in the other day, we flew into Austin, Texas. I wasn't even thinking about how close we were going to be to Coda. And so, I love to look out the window as we're flying in places, and boom, there it is. I see that big old tower. I'm like, honey, we got to go visit that. I wasn't even thinking about visiting Coda. So we went by Circuit of the Americas. I want to get your opinion or what you thought. We were there briefly. We were right outside the track. There's a lot of it that you cannot see, but it's a new track. This is a new location for us to visit. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm a diehard NASCAR fan, though. What'd you think of seeing Coda?
Yeah, place was massive.
Pretty
I
big.
couldn't believe how big it was. And they're apparently building a roller coaster
Yeah.
out front of it.
Looks like they have some kind of festival that's always going to be going on there or something. A way to attract fans, probably. I think they were setting up for an event that's coming up this weekend, I think. So we didn't get to see a whole lot. We got to see the front stretch, and then you could see turn one. That was pretty cool, where they go up the hill and make that insane corner sharp turn. But yeah, we got to see Coda this week, so we had a little NASCAR on our trip. Always got to work it in there somewhere, like we weren't already going to do this podcast. Sorry, I keep looking on the ground. Feel like things are moving beneath me. We're city folk. We want to be country folk, but I'm a little spooked right now. So, best thing about being out here in the country, though, is I get to smoke a cigar. Ain't nobody got to tell me I'm doing anything wrong. So, I'll light this bad joker up, I think, a little bit. Get it blazing. And I'll be like AJ Hawk on Pat McAfee show and smoke a cigar. Never get to do that. I need to start doing more outdoor podcasts, maybe. Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're so country that the wine came from Dollar General and the cigar came from some
Yeah.
random gas station.
And the Dr. Pepper came from the Dr. Pepper Museum. What a beautiful day it was. What a great day to be me. Well, I'm using my phone for notes tonight, so let's go ahead and start talking NASCAR, I guess. I'm gonna bounce some of these off of you. I took some notes. Obviously, we are outdoors. It is a little warm here in Texas, and the lighting is gonna change as we get through this. Also, a train just went by, but there might be another train on the way, so We will probably try to rush through this episode as best as we can, but still give you the content that you came here to listen for. But Southern 500 is over. And do you remember what happened in that race? We got to watch this one at home before our trip to Texas.
Well, you got to.
I got to
I
watch it.
was unpacking and packing.
Kristen was she was pretty busy the whole time. So yeah, I kept myself a little bit busy, but you didn't miss much. You missed a Chase Briscoe masterclass. He freaking dominated again. Chase Briscoe is on it this year. So he had a career day at Darlington. He led 309 laps, which was a career high. There's not a whole lot of guys in the sport that can say that they led over 300 laps in a race, but now Chase Briscoe can say that he did. It did get a little bit close at the end. Tyler Reddick was um, he was kind of charging towards him towards the end, and on the last corner of the track, he got up beside him. I think, my personal opinion, if Reddick was in any other manufacturer, that maybe he would have gotten into Briscoe and at least rubbed him a little bit. But because he's a Toyota teammate, I think that's why Reddick just let Briscoe go and take the win. Well-deserved win by Chase Briscoe. And this season, he is putting on a crown jewel masterclass. I want to give some stats. So, crown jewels, we talked about that last week. Yes, wifey was on with me now 2 weeks in a row. What you doing next week?
Not this.
Not this. So, yeah, I'll be doing the Peloton. You won't be joining me for that one, right? Um, so Briscoe has now won back-to-back Southern 500s. This is one of the 4 races every year that you want to win. Southern 500 is a crown jewel. It's a big race. And then if you look at the crown jewels just this season alone, this was his worst starting position for the 4 crown jewel races, and he started second. He won the pole for all 3 other races. He started second this week, so he's been on the front row for all of these big races this season. It's an incredible year for him. He's got tons of speed. And going back to our playoff draft that we did at the Oyster Pub with Jeremy and Brandon, Jeremy did pick Chase Briscoe to win, so he is currently leading our point standings. I'll give you a quick update on how that's going to work because we did put a little wager on that. But we're going to take our highest finishing driver for each of these races. We just get the one driver that we drafted. We're going to take our highest finishing driver and give that guy 3 points. So Jeremy gets 3 points right now. Then we're going to take the middle finisher, and he will get 1 point. So that is Brandon right now. Brandon, I believe, had Denny Hamlin. And then whoever's driver finishes last out of the 3 is going to get 0 points, which was me. I think I took. Actually, I don't remember who I took. Bell, Christopher Bell, and so he finished 29th. He was out to lunch that day. The rest of the Toyotas weren't, but Bell was because I picked him, right? It's my podcast. That's how it goes. So anyway, I am trailing both of those guys in that point standings. I'll try and keep folks updated week to week, but that's how that's going to work. I hadn't explained that yet. Felt like I needed to. But Briscoe, back to Briscoe, his season is reminding me of the season that Ross Chastain had a couple years ago when Chastain had a breakout season. Do you see something?
The wasp was right on your hat.
Do you need to warn me? I don't need to freak out, that's for sure.
Sorry.
Around the wasp. So yeah, Briscoe is reminding me of the breakout season that Chastain had back in 2022. Week after week, Ross Chastain was running up front. Seemed like he was contending for wins, and he wasn't doing that the previous year. We can say the same for Briscoe this year. So I want to give you some stats that compares Chastain's 2022 and Briscoe's 2025. So Chastain had 2 wins that whole season. Briscoe right now has 2 wins. Could get more. Chastain had 15 top 5 finishes. Right now, Briscoe's at 11 top 5 finishes. He could easily get to that number 15 or more. Chastain led 692 laps in that season. Right now, Briscoe has led 628 laps, very close to that number. The average finish for Chastain, check this out. His average finish in 2022 was 13.25. Briscoe's average finish this season is 13.22. Very similar
Mm.
stats. And still 9 races to go for Chase Briscoe. In 2022, Chastain went on to finish second in the points. Right now, because he won the first race of the playoffs, Briscoe is the points leader. That will change as the rounds reset. But if he can get to the final 4, Briscoe has as good a chance as anyone. He's looking really strong in his first year at JGR. I've been saying it since early this season. And what we're seeing from Briscoe is, I think, is quite incredible. I think more and more people are starting to jump on that bandwagon, and great, you can join the party even if you're late. But this is going to be a serious team, I think, to watch for several years to come. He has certainly overachieved, I think. I think if you ask him, he would tell you he's met expectations, maybe. Um, but I think that he's overachieved. He's definitely earned his spot, and yeah, he'll be with JGR, I think, for quite some time. They got to lock him up. But did you want to add anything about Briscoe? You don't have to. That's fine.
I mean, he is one of my, outside of Hendrick, one of my favorites. But
Easy guy to root
he's
for.
definitely a good one.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, that's going in your face. Well, that was like the positive news to take away from Darlington. However, it had nothing to do with our team. Our team was terrible. Um, so yeah, it's time to go ahead and confront it. Hendrick Motorsports. Um, I'm embarrassed, and I'm not part of the team. I'm just a guy that does a podcast on this motorsports team every week. And it's embarrassing what happened to us this past week at Darlington. And I know that everyone involved in that organization feels the same exact way. Yeah, it is what it is. But we got to talk about it. We got to confront it. So honestly, I think embarrassed is an understatement for what happened just the other night. But not a single Hendrick car finished in the top 15. Do you know who our highest finisher was? Like our best finisher for the race?
Was it Larson?
No, it was actually Chase Elliott. He
Oh
finished
wow, so they
17th.
swapped kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Chase finished 17th, and that was our best finisher the other night. Just terrible. The last time that happened was the 2023 Coca-Cola 600 when William Byron finished 21st. If you go back to that race, longest race of the year, William Byron was leading that race when he had a tire issue happen. So not really any control with that. This past week, we were the issue. No tires, no malfunctions, just terrible race cars. Obviously, we do have a higher standard, and these races will happen every now and then. I think it's going to be a while before it happens again. I hope it is a while before a performance like this happens again. But this past week, we have nothing to blame except for ourselves. The entire organization was awful. So I don't want to experience that again. I hope I don't have to live through something like that again. Not the way I wanted to go on vacation, but vacation did help. Um, here's a big takeaway from not only were we awful, but Toyota was dominant. So they had 6 of the top 7 finishers in the race. Yep, and there was a Chevy up there, so it's not like Chevys were terrible. AJ Allmendinger did finish 5th, and then I'm going to name the other Chevys that finished in front of our best car, which was Chase Elliott. Not best car, but best finisher. So Allmendinger 5th, Kyle Busch 8th, Carson Hocevar finished 9th, and Ross Chastain finished 11th. Chastain was a little bit better than that all night, but that makes us the 5th best car from the Chevy camp alone. Then you have to add in all the Toyotas and Fords that were outrunning us. It's our fault. It wasn't Chevy's fault because they had plenty more in front of us. It's just something that is hard to wrap my head around. So, yeah. hard to fathom being this bad for a week, but that's the bar that we've set. Hendrick Motorsports has set that standard, and we fell short this past week, but I don't expect that to carry on going forward. Do you want to add anything? I know you didn't get to watch the race, but now you're hearing how bad it was for us. You feel like you missed out?
Not really.
No, no, you didn't miss anything.
I saw the last couple of laps. That's not all I saw.
When Reddick was running down Briscoe,
Yeah.
and we were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, last thing I want to talk about from Darlington is the guy that is dominating Xfinity right now and going to be joining Cup next year. You want to remind everyone who that is?
Connor's Village.
Good
Waiting for
guess.
my shirt to
Good
go on
guess.
sale.
Yeah. Yeah. Connor Zilish is dominating Xfinity right now. I want to give some of these numbers just so we can understand how crazy he's going right now and what's going to be moving to Cup soon. Remember, he is a young driver still, has a lot of years ahead of him, but he's won 6 of the last 7 Xfinity races. One of those was Daytona, which Kligerman technically won the race, but the record book is always going to show Zilich because he's the one that started the race. So 6 of the top 7 races have been won by Connor Zilich. The one race he didn't win, he finished 4th. And then the last time he finished outside the top 5 in an Xfinity race, you have to go all the way back to April at Talladega. And I believe he finished 27th that day, which that's a super speedway track. Anything can happen. It's a wild card. Can't even blame that on his skill that day. So ever since then, he has 13 straight top 5 finishes. In those 13 races, 7 of them are wins and 3 of them are runner-ups. So
Holy
you're talking
cow.
about 10 races where he's finished top 2
That's crazy.
out of the past 13 races that he has been in. He's on quite a tear. He's the big favorite to win the Xfinity Championship. Can't help but root for the kid. I
Yeah.
think he is phenomenal and excited to see what he does in Cup. Obviously, he's not going to do this in Cup because we haven't seen these stats from anyone since like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. And it's going to take him some time. It's going to be a brand new car, brand new level, brand new team, brand new competition, but it sure is going to be fun because we see the potential that this kid has. So let's go ahead and go right back to our team by team analysis from Darlington. Let's get this out of the way. It's going to feel a lot like word vomit, but we got to do it. I tell you, this is what we do every week. Individually, this is how our drivers did at Darlington. Chase Elliott was our best finisher. He started 21st and finished 17th, and he didn't score any stage points. Now, Kyle Larson, a little bit different story. He started 5th, and then he finished 6th in stage 1. He finished 4th in stage 2, and then he finished 19th for the race. Just fell off the map. But he did have a good point stage, scored some stage points. William Byron, remember, he was the regular season champ, came into this race as one of the top seeds. He started 11th, and then he finished 10th in the stage 2 and finished 21st for the race. Really bad, uncharacteristic kind of race from the 24 team. Then Alex Bowman, he started 29th and finished 31st. Never even sniffed the stages. We saw the terrible debacle that happened on pit road with this team, which was not the cause for such a bad race. It obviously didn't help, but this car was never competitive. And it looked like Bowman when he was driving the 23 Dr. Pepper car. Like, it was really sad to watch. And hopefully that's it. You think that was funny? I'm glad she laughs at my joke still. That wasn't a joke, though. That was bad Bowman. He did not look like a guy that should have been in the playoffs. But it is what it is. Do you possibly want to turn that light on real quick? See if it helps us at all. But now that we... Oh, yeah. That lit me up. I'm pink. Now that we have discussed our terrible Darlington race, let's give you an update on the playoff point standings, though. So, Kyle Larson, He's currently third right now. He's plus 38 points, which is a great spot to be in. Okay, we want to be top 12 after next week's Bristol race. So we still got 2 races. Larson's in a good spot. William Byron, he did fall to 6th place in the playoff standings. And he's currently plus 25 to the good. So comfortable position for William Byron, but still has to bring it, I think. Now the next 2 guys gotta be on edge about. Chase Elliott is 11th in the points right now. Remember, we want to be top 12. He's only 11th, and he's plus 9. So that's better than his plus 7 from last week. He did, I guess, he did grow his lead mathematically on that bubble line, but still not enough comfort, especially going into a track this week that we're going to talk about here in a second. Bristol, he's got a better career at, but can't feel comfortable at all with the 9 car. And then Alex Bowman, he is below the line. Okay, he is. Woo, that boy was big. Where was I? Bowman. He is below the line. Right now he is 15th in the point standings, and he's minus 19. So we have got to get that number caught up. So any takeaways from the points? You're just here to look pretty on screen, aren't you? Yeah. Well, the more you talk, the more I can smoke and take sips. So join in whenever you want. Ask a question if you have one. Are you ready to make some picks, though? Because you're going to have to in a second.
Okay.
All right. So this week we're going to a rather new track. It's called Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Cup Series has only been racing here since 2022, so there's only been 3 races in the Cup Series. In those 3 races, though, Hendrick Motorsports does not have a win yet. Our best finish was 4th place. That was Larson. So, with that being said, I'll give you our individual statistics for each driver. There's not a whole lot to share there, but I want to give you some notes to think about going into this week. And then we will talk some betting lines. So, let's begin with Larson. He probably has the best historical data here. Again, just 3 races, but he does have 1 top 5, 2 top 10s. He's led 12 laps, and his average finish is 8.7. Chase Elliott, he missed a race here, either for the suspension that he served or maybe the skiing accident, but he's only got 2 races at WWT, and his best finish is 13th. So not a whole lot to take away yet from Chase. William Byron has 3 races here. He's got 1 top 10. He's led 30 laps, and his average finish is 14th. And then Alex Bowman, 3 races here, but no top 10s, and his average finish is 22.3. So we're coming off one of the worst races of all time from Hendrick Motorsports. We're going to a track where we have a short history, and it's not a great history. So with that being said, I'm going to give you some betting lines, and we can think about who we're going to pick to win the race this week. So the favorites this week, and this is according to the NASCAR app. I haven't tried logging into the Hard Rock betting app, which is what I usually use. But we're in a totally different state, and I'm not even sure if betting is legal out in these woods of Texas. So I just looked at the NASCAR app, and there's 2 guys that have the same odds. And so Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell are both plus 500. They are the favorites to win the race this week. Larson has the 4th best odds at plus 850. William Byron has the 7th best odds at plus 1200. Chase Elliott has the 10th best odds this week at plus 1800, and Alex Bowman has the 20th best odds at plus 4500. A few notables I wanted to make sure you are hearing about from me is I think Penske's going to be pretty good this week. Logano is plus 950. Cindric is plus 1600. And we just talked about Blaney. He is one of the favorites to win this race. And Cindric won a couple years ago. Also, this track draws some comparisons to Iowa and Richmond. So, for that matter, feels like we should mention Austin Dillon. And this week he is plus 4,500. That's pretty good odds for long shot. And also, this is SVG's first visit to the track. He is plus 20,000 this week. But what makes that really important is he came in with a playoff buffer. Right now, he is 12th in the playoff standings. He's plus 3 points to the good. But again, this is a track he's never turned a lap on. So, going to be interesting to see how the road course ace does on a short, flat track. So, with that being said, let's make our predictions. You got to pick a Hendrick winner, a non-Hendrick winner, and a long shot. Don't read my phone and make my picks for me. I'll let you go first for each of these categories, and then I'll go. So, give us your Hendrick winner first.
Chase.
You going Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. Think he's gonna get some mojo out of nowhere, huh? Because if he does, I gotta admit, I don't see it coming. But maybe. So you want Chase?
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Isn't
gonna.
he like good on short track?
He should be better on short tracks. He's got a decent history on short tracks, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like they have much momentum right now. But they could. I mean, they have the personnel to make it happen. We know he's an incredible driver. And Alan Gustafson, if he can make the right calls on race day, I've seen him win many races atop the pit box. Just
It's not his season.
no, it's feels like a forgotten season. But we'll see. I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson, probably just because that's who I'm most confident in this week. Uh, I could
This
easily
season.
go this week. This season, I'm most confident in William Byron.
I
I
feel
gotta
like
be
you
honest
pick
with you.
Larson every week.
No. I think I picked him this week actually because I don't pick him enough. I went with 24 last week and they just stunk up the show. But yeah, I think I got to go with Larson because he's the one I feel most confident about. And again, that's because we have such a short history here. Maybe we'll learn a lot about Chase. Maybe we'll learn a lot about Byron. Highly doubt we're going to learn a lot about Bowman. By the way, what would you do to get Zilich into the 48 car?
Oh,
Wouldn't that
that'd
be
be
sick?
great.
Yeah.
No offense to Bowman. I just feel like he's kind of the forgotten
Here's the
number
thing.
4 of the
I
team.
love me some Alex Bowman. But gosh, it'd be incredible for Rick Hendrick to pull off. Or maybe Jeff Gordon has to pull those strings somehow, some way.
He'll
One
be
day
there
we're
one
going to
day.
get him here,
Yeah,
though.
he'll be there
One
one
day.
day.
Okay, so who is your non-Hendrick winner then? You can pick anybody.
Yeah, I know. We'll go a little off the wall. I'm gonna do a Chastain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Ross Chastain?
Yeah.
I think it's a solid pick. We know he's got some aggression. Um, I hope he races better. But if he's taking our guys' playoff spots, I hope he doesn't. So I hope you're wrong. Just kidding. We like Chastain. I like him a lot more than the guy that I'm going to pick for my non-Hendrick winner. I'm going to go Joey Logano. We all know how Penske does in the playoffs. We know how Logano is really good. I mean, at these new tracks that a bunch of the competitors don't have a lot of knowledge to lean on. He just seems to adapt pretty quickly. So, yeah, I'll go with the 22 this week. Would love to see him have a miserable race, though, because then at Bristol next week, he might be in a tough spot. And boy, that would be fun to see him on the brink of elimination in round one. You know, the former champ. Long shot pick. Who's your really off the wall pick? And don't really see coming.
I'm gonna go with the NASCAR picks, the SVG.
SVG. Why SVG?
I don't know. Maybe they'll just like come out of nowhere.
That would be out of nowhere. That would be quite incredible. It'd be miraculous, I think. I mean, he just doesn't have the ovals down yet. Not to say he won't. And to your
But it's a
point,
short one.
it is a short one. To your point, he has impressed on short tracks. We go back to Bowman Gray.
He's getting a skill set.
Excuse me. He's he's uh he's acquiring some. Yeah, it's going to take him time. I don't think it's going to be this week. I could see him winning a short track or some ovals, maybe 2 or 3 years from now. He's got a lot of experience still to gain. But who knows? Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle this week, but I highly doubt it. My long shot is going to be a guy that runs pretty well at. Holy crap! Sorry, audio listeners, that was another wasp.
Oh, we weren't supposed to freak out.
Huh?
We weren't supposed to freak out.
Oh, that was just my voice. My body, my heart rate, chill as a cucumber. Is that a phrase? I don't know. Going back to my long shot pick, I'm going with a short track guy. I'm going with a Penske teammate kind of car. Josh Berry is going to be the long shot this week. I wanted to go Austin Dillon, but I'm going to go with Josh Berry. Just got a little hunch about him, and that might have something to do with the playoff draft that we did. So let's go, Josh Berry. Get me on the board, baby. All right, so let's make an extra pick this week. Xfinity race. I gave you some crazy Zilich numbers. Do you want to take him, or do you want to take anybody else from the field? You don't have to name them.
Nah,
I'm just saying you can take Zilich, or you can take the entire Xfinity field.
I'm taking him.
Going him? Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. But I'll pick one guy from the rest of the field. I'm going to go Jesse Love this week. So we'll see. He's a Richard Childress car. And, yeah, those are our picks. They are at Worldwide Technology Raceway this weekend, which is right next to St. Louis. We've never been to St. Louis, so we're not going to take the time and give you any restaurant recommendations that we personally can't vouch for tonight because we want to get back inside right now. Kind of cool atmosphere behind us, though.
Yep.
I'm not sure when the next time we'll do this will be, but the weekend schedule looks like this for all the racing enthusiasts. No truck race this week, so we will pick up with Xfinity, and they race on Saturday at 6:30. That'll be on the CW. This is at the same track, Worldwide Technology Raceway. We will have our number 17 Hendrick Motorsports car in this race. Corey Day is going to be driving it, so I hope to see some good improvement from him. But then the big race on Sunday is when the Cup drivers will be racing at 2 o'clock, and that's on USA. And hopefully we are in a much better position, in the playoff standings. Hopefully we are a little bit more positive vibes on the pod next week and can say some nicer things about our drivers. But this was good. I didn't enjoy watching the race, but I enjoyed being honest with you and saying we sucked. But yeah, I hope it's a long time before I have to say that again, because I'm not used to saying that. But if we're being real, Hendrick Motorsports was terrible at Darlington, and it's hard to look forward to this racetrack that we don't have a lot of history with, but it would be a great week to turn around. And that's what I expect. Even if we have a bad week this week, I'm still going to go into Bristol feeling pretty good about our guys. But this is a great chance to set ourselves up for Bristol, which will be the end of round one of the playoffs. So it's very important to have ourselves a good weekend in St. Louis. But thanks for tuning in again. If you're watching on YouTube, I wish I was going to say I wish we had a little bit more chaos to show you.
Yeah.
It felt chaotic from here, though. And if you're listening on anything audio related, thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week, okay? Everybody take care. And thanks again, wifey.
Welcome.
I love you.
Love you too.
See ya.
Bye.